learn about gradient descent. Gradient descent is an algorithm which is used heavily in machine learning. Some of the algorithms like logistic regression, linear regression, neural networks are heavily influenced by this algorithm. So in this video, we will learn about gradient descent and some of the interview questions around this topic. Before watching this video, I will recommend to gain some knowledge about derivative in other video. First, understand what is gradient descent. Gradient descent is an iterative process to get the minimum of a function. So suppose a function is given like this. So the gradient descent is the process of finding the minimum of this function. We'll understand more about this. First, let's understand the regression problem. So here we have given a variable, independent variable, that is months of experience, and the dependent variable salary. So our target in this problem is to predict salary based on the months of experience. So we can treat this as an X or independent variable and salary as Y as dependent variable. And these are the points, like this point maps to this much of months of experience and this much salary. So this is the data set that is given. Now our problem here is to get this line. This is a regression line. So this line, which we can say in the future, if we get any example like this, so we can map like what is the salary of that person. If you have given some months of experience, we can map directly the salary of a person. So it's like this. We can get this is the salary, or if this is the month of experience, we can get this is the salary of the person. So this equation, this is can be denoted as y is equal to mx plus c. Here c is the intercept. This area is and this is the slope is m. This is y is equal to mx plus c. So in regression, our target is to get this line, or this y is equal to mx plus c. Get these two parameters m and c such that we can generate the equation of the line. Now consider this as a machine learning model. So we have given the month of experience and we have to create a model that takes this month of experience and predict the salary. So after we create the model take only one parameter, that is months of experience, and it predicts the salary y. So we call it as x and salary is y. For simplicity, we have only considered here months of experience, but x could contains other variables also. For example, x could be a vector of role type, or the previous company, work location, qualification, etc. Whatever the parameter you can think of which can impact the salary. For simplicity, we have only considered months of experience. So the error here is the difference between the actual value and the predicted value. For example, we have given some months of experience and we have predicted the salary is $10,000. But this is the predicted one. But the actual salary is like somewhere around 12,500. So error is the difference between predicted and actual. This is known as error. So it's like 10,000 minus 12,500, that is minus 2,500, and we here consider absolute value, so the error would be 2,500. Whenever we create any model, so once the model is created, so we put our features or independent features and we get the predictions. So we call the prediction as y hat. So error is simply, I will write here, error is simply the difference between y hat and y. Y is our predicted value and y is our actual value. So we understand like what is mean by error. Now let's understand cost function. Loss function is an error of a single training example. Suppose we have given a data set of x and y. X contains value like 6 years, 7 years, 9 years experience, and y contains like 10,000, 12,000, 13,000. This is the salary of a person. So, and these are the actual value, and we get some predictions like 9,000, 12,000, and so on. So the loss function is error of a single training example. Any single training example we consider, the error of that is the loss function. And the cost function is the average of loss function over all the training example. So we consider all the complete data. What is the error or complete training data? So these are used to evaluate performance of machine learning algorithms. Simply, cost function tells us how good is our model at making prediction. Or maybe goodness of our model. So this is evaluated using cost function. So here the cost function is given like this. The y hat is again predicted value and y is actual value. N is the number of example. I is ith example. And here what we have taken is the squared difference between prediction and actual value. So this is the cost function for our regression problem. We'll cover some of the important points here in this equation. The goal of the cost function, again I'm putting it here. The goal of this cost function the goal of machine learning algorithm is to minimize this cost function. What is the minimum value of the cost we get? Because cost function is directly associated with the error. The less value of the cost function, that means your error is less. That means your model is good. So every machine algorithm work in this concept that minimizing the cost function. Or we can think of like this: if the difference between the actual and the predicted value is lower, the algorithm is better. Now coming to an important point, why we consider the square difference here. So here is our cost function and we have considered predicted and actual difference and square. Why it's the square difference we have considered? For cost function in our gradient descent calculation, we need to get the first order derivative of the cost function. If we consider absolute function, getting the derivative is difficult. So that's why we selected a squared function as a cost function, or a squared difference as a cost function. Another benefit of using this approach is more penalty. So suppose, let's say, if these are our prediction and these are our actual value. Our prediction is something in general 3, 4, 9, 6, and our actual value is 1, 6, 3, 5. So the absolute difference is given like this: 2, 2, 6, 1. But the square difference is given like this: 4, 4, 36, 1. So you can see here, if, for example, in this, the value of true and predicted is quite high. The difference is quite high, that is 6. So here it is treated as differently. It is not in the same range. Like it is just if the difference is 2, it's in the absolute, it's a 3 times higher, but it is much higher in the square difference. It's a 9 times higher. So here is 3x, here is 9x. So that's also one of the advantage of using the square difference. That's why we penalize the example which is far away from our predictions. So we are trying to create a model that takes care of each of the predictions. Now, how do we minimize the cost function? So we get the idea that cost function is directly related to the error. If you want to reduce the error, that means minimizing the cost function. So our cost function is in the form of y is equal to x square, because we have considered something like this. So consider this complete as x. So for the simplicity, we have considered y is equal to x square. We need to find the value of x which gives the minimum value. So our function is look like this. Y is equal to x square, or the cost function. We have to find the minimum value. Or this is our cost function. So in this kind of function, whenever we start with any of the point, our target is to reach to the minimum point, because at this point the value of y is minimum. So our target here is we go through or reach through the minimum value such that the value of y is minimum. So this is the idea behind the gradient descent. We take the cost function, we start with something, and we keep moving it in the direction that the overall value decreases, and we get the minimum value of the function. Now let's consider another important aspect of it. So first we take the mathematics behind it. So remember, in the regression equation we have given examples like this, and we have an equation of the line. So the equation of the line is defined as y is equal to mx plus c. So our goal is to find this equation. So we have understood error function and cost function. Now idea here is find the line in a way. There could be multiple lines, like this way, another is this line, or this line. This, let's say, call it 1, 2, 3. Which one is the best line? The best line is the one which gives the minimum error over all the example, or where the cost function's value is minimum. So how can we find this equation? This equation is nothing but, let me rewrite this, mx plus c. So x is coming from the training example, y is our prediction. We have to find out two parameters, m and c. M is the slope of the line, and c is the intercept of the line. So our aim here in the complete regression task is to find out these two m and c parameters. So we start with some random value of m, and then we update using some small step. M is equal to m minus delta m. Delta m is a small change in the m, and c is equal to c minus delta c. Again, this small change in c. So the cost function, so whenever we get the best value of m and c, then that means the error is minimum. Again, revisiting, the cost function is defined like this. Let's pause for a moment and then again go back to one important concept, that is learning rate. Learning rate is the size of a step taken to reach at the minimum value. So if the curve is defined like this, so learning rate is the size of a step it take to go from one value to the minimum value. So there are different aspects of it. Suppose if we choose very high learning rate, so we are here, we choose high, so then we put here, then again we go here, then we completely miss it and we reach here. That means we never reach to the minimum, we miss it, we get some approximate value. If we choose learning rate very less, so we start from here, the next step we reach here, we reach here, we reach here, so it will take so many iterations to reach to the minimum. So that means training time increases. So we need to choose the learning rate optimally such that it reaches to the minimum. There are different techniques of choosing learning rate. There are ways, like initially the learning rate is high and time to time it decreases. So we can think of those learning rate. We will talk about the learning rate in some different video. Now coming back to our original equation, so we have to calculate the gradient descent. So gradient descent calculation means calculating the parameters such that the cost is minimum. So here is our cost is defined using this function. Let's take this y hat minus y as error, or e, for the simplicity. So we replace this with e here, and that we got the equation. Now first, I'm assuming that you guys already watched the derivative video, so I'm not going to explain the derivation details, but to get the step, like in the step of what is the small change in m and c, we have to find the derivative of those. So that we can do it using first differentiating with respect to m. So dj by dm we have to find, and again this y hat minus y we can replace it as mx plus c minus y, right? So when we do dj by dm, it is first taking this function. So we apply the rule here, power rule. So the differentiation would be 2e, then comes to the e. So e is defined by like this. So here m is constant, c is constant, x is constant, c is constant, and y is constant. Only the m is available. So the differentiation would be x plus 1 dot x plus 0 minus 0, that is x. So here is x. Similarly, dj by dc, when we do it, so again the same is 2e dot d by dc, and how we define it, again mx plus c minus y. So here m is constant, x is constant, and y is constant. So we get 0 plus 1 minus 0, that is 1. So that is 1. So yeah, so dj by dc is 2e. That's how we get the differentiation. And now what we do to get the step, like how fast it will reach to the minima, we multiply it with the learning rate. So dj by dm is defined by like this. So we multiplied with a parameter alpha, that is learning rate, here and here also. And just 2 is just simple, the twice of that, we merge it in the learning rate and we put a new equation here. So alpha dash is nothing but 2 alpha. It's simple. Now these are our parameter update equation. So m dash is a parameter update after the next step. So here the delta m, or the small change, we replace by this, which we calculated in the previous equation. It's alpha or alpha dash, it doesn't matter, it's a constant. And again c dash is c minus e alpha. So we start with initial value of m and c and keep updating it in each iteration. Value of m and c increases or decreases depends on which direction we are moving. So that's all about calculating gradient descent. In other video, we'll also see how we can code the gradient descent. So some of the general question which you can think of, like what is the impact of high learning rate versus low learning rate? We already explained it. Think of it as more of a answer you can give to others. What should be the ideal number of iteration to update the parameter m and c? It's 1000, 2000, what should be the number? Can we use any other cost function for regression problem? So here we use the squared difference. Can we use other? Like, is there any way that we can use the absolute function or some of the variant of the absolute function? Again, how can we implement this function in Python or R? Or in which algorithms this gradient descent algorithm is used? So these are some of the sub questions that the interviewer can ask you about this. Thanks for watching this. Please do comment or write to me for any other clarification or any other questions you have. Thank you.